Delarite, my MVVs, welcome.
Delarite, I bring to you something more than just a gist, something more than the usual palace drama. I bring you a spiritual mystery wrapped in royalty, drenched in tradition, and whispered from the very walls of the Oni of Ife's ancient palace. It is not a small something, no. Ebony has not stopped crying. She has been crying and crying and crying. You know, they said the end justifies the means, okay? When she started with Queen Naomi, apparently she never knew that she was not fighting an ordinary woman. She was fighting the daughter of Zion. And so they said that whoever mother sleeps shall sleep no more. It is not a small thing. This one is not the kind of, tears you cry when you lose gold or silver. No, she wept the kind of tears that, raise from the soul. When the spirit begins to ask, am I not enough? She said, eat with pain. I am the daughter of the soil. A bold declaration, a spiritual claim, but it was followed by a question that echoes through the corridors of the palace. Why does it seem like the throne bows to no one except Olori Naomi? Why? Even after she left, even after she walked out of the palace gate, even after she shook the wall with choosing, a peace over protocol. Why does her name still send chills through the palace? Why does Oni of Ife, a king amongst kings, still treat her, like the throne itself? They say she knelt before the Oni of Ife and she wept and wept so much. You see, in Yoruba tradition, a throne is not just a chair, it's a living altar, a sacred space where the physical meets the spiritual. The king is not just a man, he is an Arole Odua, okay, the earthly representative of Oduduwa, okay, I like saying that thing, Arole Oduduwa, right? That means the earthly representative of Oduduwa, make una no vex, so grammar harder. Okay, now the first ancestor, and so who sits beside him, who shares his spiritual aura, who enters his sacred chamber is more than a wife. She is a custodian of divine essence. And from the moment Queen Naomi walked into the palace, Ile Ife knew, the priest knew, the land knew, the air shifted. This was no ordinary woman. This was a woman of Ase. They say Ase in the Yoruba tradition is spelled A-S-A. Ase, divine authority. They say that is the meaning of it. Not the kind given by crowns or chieftaincy titles, but the kind that comes from the womb of destiny. Even the gods recognize her. Now, let's talk about Ebony. A woman of beauty, a woman of pedigree, of course, I don't know, a lot of people, don't like her because of certain things, but for me, I still feel that she is pretty, okay? She has served the throne with grace according to what she's saying, and she is crying. She has endured whispers of shade. She has, carried herself like a queen, and yet there is a shadow she cannot escape. That shadow is Olori Naomi. See, I think that one thing that will make these people understand where they are is to understand that Naomi did not bring herself to where she is. She was destined to be where she is. Delarite, have you ever seen someone leave a place and the place still feels like they are there? That is Queen Naomi. She left, but her presence never did. She walked away, but the palace never recovered. Because you can remove a body from a throne, but when the body carries the spiritual covenant of the gods, the throne remains tied to her. Supu, Delarite. Am I telling lies? I am not. Now, let me tell you something. Do you also agree with me that Naomi and Oni of Ife's separation is that one separation that people have refused to accept? Like, people have refused to accept it. Everybody wants them back. Now, let me tell you, it's not just about Olori Naomi and the Oni of Ife, it's the aura that they both carry. And this is not about just the Oni of Ife, it's also about Queen Naomi. Now, with all of this that everybody is saying, jealousy continues to rise. They say, but she disrespected the palace. She left. But I asked you, Delarai, can you disrespect what your spirit was born into? She was not just invited to the palace. She was summoned by destiny. And when destiny calls, even thrones tremble. This is what is happening to Olori Naomi. And this is what people need to begin to recognize. And also the Oloris, if they must ever find peace, they must recognize this path. Naomi is not an ordinary woman. Naomi was destined to be the queen. Now, look at this issue of Oni of Ife's private jet, Gulfstream G700. The pride of the skies was not used to bring in a new wife or a foreign dignity, but was sent to Queen Naomi not once but twice to assist her in moving her belongings to the United Kingdom, and she alone, has access to that aircraft right now. Delarai, think, is this luxury or is this allegiance? Is this, pampering? Or a proof that she still reigns even from afar. Okay? Tradition speaks. You will listen. In Yoruba cosmology, there is a concept of Aya Orun. Okay? Aya Orun is spelled A-Y-A. Okay? R-U-N, okay, the wife of heaven, okay, a woman not just married by vows or rituals, but chosen by the divine. Her spirit is tied to the king's journey. When she prays, the throne stands. When she weeps, the land mourns. Queen Naomi fits the rule like a glove. It's why her silence is louder than her ceremonies. It's why her absence shakes more than, their presence. Ebony sees it. She feels it. That's no matter what happened, no matter how much she gives, no matter how close she gets, she is not Queen Naomi, because Queen Naomi's connection is not based on romance. It is ancestral, spiritual, inevitable. And I wonder why the Oloris are not even getting used to it. How many women will go through what Olori Naomi went through and still stand? How many of them? Nobody. Nobody. I can tell you, unapologetically that there is nobody. My dear Delarai, is this, is the wound that cannot be healed when it comes to Olori Naomi's fight with Ebony. Ebony will continue to be in pain until she realizes that Queen Naomi is not just an ordinary woman. Now, let's not forget, when Queen Naomi left the palace, we thought that she could be replaced. A lot of people thought she could be replaced. When Oni of Ife went to, they thought multiple wives, loud ceremonies and regular appearances would erase her memory. But they were wrong, because the more they cried, the more her presence grew. It's a kind of irony only tradition understands. You can crown 10 wives, but if the gods have crowned one, you are only wasting your beads. You're only wasting your time. Even the Oni of Ife, though surrounded by women, remains drawn to the one who walked away. Why? Because even kings are bound by destiny, and Queen Naomi, she is, Queen Naomi is the destiny of Oni of Ife. They say Naomi made manifest, destiny made manifest in the life of Oni of Ife. So Naomi is Queen Naomi's, Naomi is Oni of Ife's destiny. The elders used to say, Ti obirin bani. Oh, I know fito. Before you people will come and shout at me. If a woman has spiritual, grounding, her household will not fall. The palace may seem grand, but since Queen Naomi's departure, it has not known true peace, not political peace, emotional peace, not spiritual peace, because she was the one holding the spiritual foundation of the Oni of Ife's palace. And I am wondering why people continue to deny it, even when they continue to see it over and over again. Now, when you hatch a plan to, put her down and bury her, then when she comes out, she becomes even stronger. It is looking like what happened to Olori Naomi in December has made her even stronger. Ebony weeps now, not because she doesn't know her word, but because she's beginning to understand that some crowns are not inherited, they are ordained, like the crown that Olori Naomi has. Delarai, let's speak the truth. Love can be given to many, but thrones only born with one. And Queen Naomi, she is the original heartbeat of Ile Ife throne. So I don't know how Ebony wants to go about it. This her cry. They say she continues to cry. She is the daughter of the soil. Why does it seem all the time as though, the throne bows to only Queen Naomi? There have been, revelations upon revelations, exposition upon exposition. The sacred scroll have been read. Everything that is happening to Queen Naomi. They even saw that there will be a time where she will even go to, she will be detained, and there will be a time where it will be as if they wanted to even lock her in jail, but it will be so close, but it will not happen because she is the chosen one. They are right. It is not a small thing. No, they cry, no be here. I will come back. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media. I appreciate each and every one. Thank you. I love you. And do not see this as fact.